hands in the dark. One strike, I swear by people's side. Keep it just one time. I'm gonna light up all the fires. One strike for my desire. I light up so bright. Inside the power in my heart, I'll defend the world.
A darkness plagues this world, unseen by mortal eyes. People prayed to the Immortal One to safeguard the sanctity of peace.
The ceremony's starting! It's Suyo! It's Suyo!
I bear this mask, for this duty is mine alone.
What is this? Is the ceremony over?
Mommy, I'm scared.
What is that?
Let's get out of here!
Let's get out of here! Let's get out of here!
In their hearts, fear festers into darkness. But deep within, there is hope to crush that fear. Through this mask, I see no fear.
Fighting for, no one would ever know your name. Who are you waiting for? No one would be there to save you. You would be alone when hope was gathering together with the sword, even though your back's to the wall. One strike, go cut the monkey mind. Your blade swing one time. When clouds have cleared, sunlight can shine. One time, the fight is yours. I feel with your sword. There's endless power once you start. Never lose your heart. Tonight is dark and the shadows are deep. Who can protect the world? A light of hope shines in the dark. One strike, I swear by people's side. Keep faith just one time. I'm gonna light up all the fires. One strike for my desire, a light up so bright. Inside the power in my heart, I'll defend the world.
A darkness plagues this world, unseen by mortal eyes. People prayed to the immortal one to safeguard the sanctity of peace.
The ceremony's starting! It's Suyo! It's Suyo!
I bear this mask, for this duty is mine alone.
What is this? Is the ceremony over?
Mommy, I'm scared.
What is that?
Let's get out of here!
Let's get out of here! Let's get out of here!
In their hearts, fear festers into darkness. But deep within, there is hope to crush that fear. Through this mask, I see no fear.
No one would ever know your name. Who
Here with us again. This is going to be
waiting
day
for?
6. I think it's day 6 of
No one would be there to save you. You would be alone when hope was gathering together with the sun. Even though your back's to the wall.
having here.
One strike, go cut the monkey mind. Your blade swing one time. When clouds have cleared, so like it.
Introduce yourself. I think everyone would love to meet you.
I'm more than introducing myself. I'm gonna say I enjoy casting the MLNL last season. I'm just excited for this one. Yeah, that's nice, Sheriff. It's not my first rodeo, but yeah, here I am once again. You know, I made sure to. I was trying to come in a little earlier during the season, but unfortunately, I was a little busy, and I made sure to let Kami know, hey, Kami, I'm free right now. Let's rock it. You know, rock 'em, sock 'em.
Exactly. All right. So pending the time that
And instant.
all right, it seems like we're having a bit of network issues there, Chronos. But yeah, I'm just going to go quickly through the picks and bans that we've had already in the first phase. The first pick for the side of Otsutsuki clan is going to be that Aurora. I think it's a fairly good first pick hero. I think I tend to see most people prioritize picking heroes like, you know, the Phovios, or, you know, flexible heroes like the Khalid that could easily be flexed into other roles and stuff. But yeah, it's going to be Aurora first pick for the side of Otsutsuki, and then Mathilda and Khalid for the side of Shinigami. But like first three picks for Otsutsuki have been shown already. How is it? How is it looking, Kronos?
Oh wow, I think the Mathilda is a really strong pick. Of course, it provides a lot of mobility. You can go with the form of an tank jungler. You can go with the fighter jungler. The fact that the meta is kind of evolving. The
Yeah.
assassin jungler, of course, benefits with an extra bit of mobility. The Aurora is good, kind of instantly preventing the anti dive that comes in from the side of Otsutsuki.
Yeah.
So Shinigami will have to think about answers. Probably looking to play a front to back. Otsutsuki clearly want to play that front to back. It's just a matter of time until we see what they're gonna go with. So at the moment, I feel like with the Mathilda there on the side of Shinigami, they're looking to play and be the aggressors in and around the map. So it's working out, Sheriff. It's just a matter of time to see what they're gonna cook.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a matter of time to see what they are going to cook. And I think just to provide a bit of context to how past games have gone, especially for the side of Shinigami, they are a side that we tend to see them being more decisive in their plays. From the rotations to the short calls. You don't see three players going after three different heroes. It's almost like the target prioritization from the side of Shinigami have been actually really, really phenomenal. If it's a Roma they want to pick up, they pick up that Roma and they just make sure they take him out of the map immediately without wasting too much resources. So I think if there's one thing we would need to look out for, it's how Shinigami are going to control the map, the macro play. I think it's one part that Shinigami really, really shines. And yeah, Jojin. Jojin is a really scary hero, Kronos. Personally, I hate facing
Yeah,
Jojin in ranked games. I
I
really
I I agree. I agree. I personally hate Zushin as well because she controls so much in and around the map, right? I love the
exactly.
Yuzhong. I like the Claude. So, like I said, Otsutsuki playing the front to back. They want to dive in with the
Mm,
Claude and the Yuzhong, but they also want to play something where they cannot be dove upon. So, Aurora's job is basically dish out the CC, prevent the dive that could come in from the side of Shinigami. And the
mm-hmm.
Claude is just going to go to the back line, create havoc with the Blazing Duet, which is looking nice so far. The
Yeah.
Yuzhong do the same as well. The Khalid and the Mathilda looking to get that river control in the early minutes, especially from the EXP side. So of course they're going to be looking to dominate the turtle pit or the lord pit when it's spawned.
Yeah.
Just a matter to see if the Yuzhong will be available. But trust me, I hate this Zushin. Why? Because that second skill, the lantern flare, it looks like
Exactly.
a disco light, right? It looks like a disco light, and it's like she's picking you up and throwing you away. It's like, so she gets the party started. So when she gets the party started, it's gonna be a problem for the other side, and you can see that coming out with the bans instantly. Of course, the first three bans for the side of Otsutsuki were
Yeah.
Ling, Phoveus, and Chip.
Mm-hmm.
They round off the draft with the Joy and the Hayabusa,
Yeah.
taking out all the assassins. Basically, don't want the Aurora to be dove upon. It looks really beautiful at the moment. But on the other side, Shinigami take away the Tigreal, the X-Borg, the Sicilian to prevent that late game scaling, the Suyo and the Ixie as well. Again, I don't. They're trying to prevent that dive upon them at the
Yeah.
same time taking off the CC. The Harriet is a really good goal laner because you get to bully the Claude early on in the game. So
True.
Shinigami definitely playing aggressive with this draft so far.
Yeah, definitely. And I was just about to say the Bane would not be a bad hero at all for the side of Otsutsuki. I feel like if you have a lot of dive, the Bane is one hero that can with that deadly catch. It's one of the best skills to use to slow down that enemy momentum, especially if you have heroes like the Yu Zhong and oh yeah. Unfortunately, the Bane has been picked up by the side of Otsutsuki. I was actually hoping the side of
It looks
Shinigami
nice.
would use it. Yeah.
Ooh, the Nolan though, the Nolan. So I think Otsutsuki have a good draft with the Rafaela to provide the extra bit of healing.
Yeah.
The Bane is to control objectives, right? What this Bane is gonna do, like you mentioned, he can control the fights with the deadly catch. So he comes in, and if there's a team fight that's breaking down, deadly catch and instantly go into the fight, and everybody has to run away, and then they dominate the team fight. But on the other side, with this Nolan, if he's able to farm up earlier, he can
Yeah.
get the pick off to the Rafaela as soon as possible. So both teams looking strong. And I can't really say who's going to be a favorite. What do you think, Sheriff?
Personally, I love Mathilda. I think Mathilda is a hero that she just messes up the opponent's rotations. That
Yeah.
speed, the rotation speed that she
Hey,
provides tends to
Sheriff,
be
don't
very, very
lie.
difficult for a
Don't
lot of
lie.
teams.
You just don't like the Zushin. Don't
Yeah.
lie. You just don't like the Zushin.
No, it's not that. It's not that. All right. So already, we are going to head into game number 1 between the sides of Shinigami versus Otsuki. Yeah, Chronos, you're right. Honestly, I do not like this using, but still, I think I love the Mathilda just that little bit more to, you know, give her, you know, to basically give her my vote at the end of the day. But yeah, so we're going to have Bane here starting on the blue, but Nolan is going to be starting on his red. Of course, we're going to have Nolan clearing just that bit faster than the Bane. And yeah, I really don't have an idea so far of how the game is going to go. But yeah, jungle clear, I feel like it's balanced. Chronos.
But I do understand the jungle clear is definitely on the side of Otsutsuki, right? Or is Shinigami with the one with the Nolan? Just correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, so Shinigami is definitely gonna have a faster jungle clear. Why? Because the Nolan has a faster jungle clear on its own. One of the fastest jungle heroes currently in the meta, apart from the Hanzo. I think there's no other hero that can farm as fast, right? And I think this is what you can see instantly. He's level 4, while the Bane is still level 3 or level 4 right now. A little behind the EXP over here. They might break out for a team fight. Don't want to do anything. Just retribution to get the gold crab by the Nolan to run away.
And yeah, I feel like we'll be seeing a lot of this push and pull, this engage, disengage, especially because of the fact that we have that Rafaela and the Mathilda, you know, for both teams. They tend to
Ooh, at the moment in the mid lane, they're trying to crash upon. Nothing really happens. Just trading HP, and you were right. This Mathilda is going to be a problem sooner or later, especially with the Khalid as well.
Yeah, especially with the Khalid. So basically, I feel like Shinigami generally should have a better time moving around the map with the map pressure and things like that. And yeah, as I was trying to say earlier, we are going to be seeing a lot of, you know, engage and disengage. But yeah, it's going to be just the Bane here. Yeah, that's going to be him.
The turtle gets reset. The black dragon form comes in into the back line, diving onto it. Raging Sandstorm connects as well at the same time. They create the separation. Deadly Catch comes down. He gets the retribution right on time. And with that in the backside, certainly Eagle picks up first blood in the hands of the Nolan. And this Yu Zhang, the black dragon, will fall down from the sky.
And this is a very, very familiar thing we've always seen, you know, with Shinigami. They tend to get that early momentum going. So what happens is usually that first turtle fight is where they get, it's almost like the famous Echo Express that we're used to seeing, you know. That first turtle is where you have Sanford coming to cause havoc and things like that. But Shinigami have refined it. They found their way of getting an advantage in that first turtle, and you see that across all their games where, you know, they get that first kill, they secure the objective, and more often than not that snowball builds into the mid to the late game, and usually teams don't know how to handle it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, at the same time, Ishiki over here with the Yu Zhang, he tried to be Sanji himself, but then, you know, felt like he was Harry Maguire, just damaging his own team at that point, trying to dive into the back line. But you're right, Sky Guy over here, he did do that. He created the separation, provided the CC for his team, and then instantly his team got into control. They realized that the Yu Zhang was isolated, and then picked the team fight. They got the victory. I think they did lose out on the turtle, but I think they got the better trade in that.
Yeah, definitely they got the better trade there. And yeah, another kill in the top lane on foot, almost off camera there. You can see Shinigami here trying to put a bit of attention, I think probably because of the movement of the Yu Zhang in that first turtle fight, they sense that, okay, probably this Yu Zhang might be causing us a bit of problems. We need to slow his farm down, make sure he doesn't cause us too much problem, come down mid game. And to be honest, if your Yu Zhang is underfed in the mid game, then it's going to be really, really difficult, you know, for it to have that much impact come the late game. I really, do you feel like Yu Zhang scales well into the late game, Chronos?
I think it doesn't really scale that well, but it does create enough havoc, right? The job of the Yu Zhang is not necessarily to scale, but to provide the CC. And right now you can see the turtle in control on the side of Shinigami. They probably get it. Deadly Catch comes out. Retribution misses. And instantly the back line, they go in and the party gets started. You can see certainly it connects on towards 2. At the same time, on the bot side, Claude is able to run out, but here comes the Crimson Beacon. Enough damage being dealt. And Desert Tornado, but at the back line, the Black Dragon trying to get the damage, and he gets it done. takes down the Zushin, which is creating problems for their side. And at the same time, on the bot side, the Claude trying to get some damage on towards the Harriet. The Bane, however, looks like he wants this kill. Does not have the deadly catch. Trap Claw Cannon comes out, but meanwhile, on the mid side, they get the kill on towards the Rafaela. Zaman forces drop, trading one. They want to get one more. It seems like the Bane is going to get caught out, isolated in this team fight. He gets taken down. That is a double kill indeed for that Harriet, and he's going to scale really well right now.
That was a masterpiece in my opinion from the Harriet. Or was it just an execution issue? Well, so basically, I feel like Otsutsuki did have an advantage there. It was a 2v1 against the Harriets in that bot lane. I actually thought they were going to, get something done. They probably catch the Harriet off, but they forgot that Zaman force just drastically improved the mobility of the Harriet. He wasn't even in danger, he wasn't even trying to retreat or trying to, he wasn't phased by two members for the side of Otsutsuki. I guess they overestimated the amount of damage that they could do, probably just, the momentum they got from that turtle fight, and they felt they could, translate into an objective or another kill, on the board. Unfortunately, it didn't really go out, it didn't really turn out as they planned, and after that they are going to lose their bottom lane tier 1 turrets there.
Yeah, they lose the bottom lane tier 1. They're targeting the mid lane right now, and instantly you can see 4-man rotation is there. Zushin trying to get the party started with the lantern flare, zoning them away, but unfortunately they call it a day. Want to go back to their buffs before the turtle spawns, Sheriff, and I think right now they better watch out because somebody's knocking at the door, and it looks like it's this Nolan, and he's gonna come in and get this party started as well.
Yeah, fight here.
Black Dragon form. He goes into the back line. He wants to create the... Oh, he goes with the Petrify Furious Dive combination. The Nolan gets shut down. Raging Sandstorm catches 4, but the Herod takes his own life when, thanks to the backline dive coming in from the Claude with that Blazing Duet, did enough damage. And I think at this moment they had the confidence inside of Shinigami, but they weren't able to back it up this time around because all thanks to the, that problem that was created with this Yuzhang, what we were talking about earlier.
Dragon form. Exactly. And that, I feel like your analysis was spot on. The Yuzhang doesn't necessarily, scale into the late game, but from the beginning to the end of the match, you are going to see, especially when he does have that battle spell up, when he has that Purify in his arsenal and is able to use it. That was an absolutely beautiful 2-man Petrify there, and I feel like we'll be seeing a lot of that because only one member from the side of Shinigami is using that Purify, and that is the Mathilda. Unfortunately, fine, the Mathilda can get out of those dangerous situations. You can just jump out, but the Harriet, the Nolan, the Zuzin, these are the important guys. These are the guys that can make a difference for the side of Shinigami. And if you get caught by that Furious Dive Petrify from the Yuzhang, then definitely you can't move, and that's damage. That shell residue, the amount of damage it does to them is going to, it just adds up over time. You don't know where the damage is coming from, but yeah, it's going to be there. So definitely this Yuzhang, although Shinigami did try to slow him down.
Oh my goodness, he tried to slow him down, but guess what happened? He got taken out this time around. Now they're looking to crack open the mid lane right now, Sheriff, and you can see Raging Sandstorm zone them away. Deadly Catch comes out as well, but the Black Dragon form right on time goes into the back line, and so does Bane. They create havoc, both the explainers doing enough, buying enough time for each and every single teammate, and nothing. No casualties. What's going on?
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Crown right on time, but not enough to save the day. Rather, that was the passive of the Aurora as well. Yep. And you can see right now he wants to go in, get a pick off this Nolan. He goes in with a fracture. Damage is done, but at the same time, they get rid of the Bane. The Vengeance spell keeps him alive, but not for long. As he gets taken down, does this Claude. And this Yuzhang is actually working out so well. We were questioning this, but it's working out so well for their side.
I think I stand corrected on that Yuzhang pick there. Because, I was about to say you spoke too soon, in that mid lane. You said no casualties. But wait, Bruno, it seems like it's going to be Shinigami who are going to secure the Lord. I thought that was a fight that was won by Otsutsuki. What happened?
I think yes, it was won by Otsutsuki for sure, but the fact that they didn't have their gold laner and their mid laner, which is the Aurora and the Claude, so they didn't have the damage and the control in these team fights. The whole control comes in with this Aurora, right? As long as this Aurora is alive, you get to control these team fights with the CC that's provided. And without having that, and without creating that chaos in the back line with this Yu Zhang and also the Claude, I think that's where they took the advantage. And the Nolan has much more of a fast clear, and you could see that instantly working out as well. The Lord marching down the mid lane, they might not be able to get the tier 2s, but I think job well done from both teams.
Yeah, definitely job well done from both teams. And with the first Lord, they are going to be able to, they do take out the tier 2 turret in the top lane. In the bot lane, we're going to have a bit of a clash here. That turret is going to survive with just under 1 HP. But definitely, I think this tier 2 on the outer turret on the mid lane is going to fall, but the Yuzhong is back again.
Yeah, the Yu Zhang is back again right now, and the deadly catch comes out as well. But at the same time, the CC has been dropped, but the fracture picks up the kill. They trade the roamer for the mid laner, an expensive one for the side of Otsutsuki. And here the Zaman Force is dropped. He's dishing out the damage. They get the claw to the back line as well. He's not able to do anything. They don't have both the damage dealers at the moment. And you can see instantly Shinigami are starting to take control of the map. They did lose out of one team fight, but right now they crack open the mid lane. Only the inhibitors left standing for the side of Otsutsuki. And it might be just a matter of time until they'll, call it an end, because it's 11 minutes into the game. The Luminous Lord is going to be up. And if I was Shinigami, I would be looking to pick that up and try and call it a clean sweep.
Nah.
At least for game one. At least for game one. At least for game one.
Maybe not. The thing is, the fact that Shinigami are doing so well is not really a surprise to most of the people that are accustomed to Shinigami games. It's just I need to commend Otsutsuki. They've played really well in this match, and I think they've actually improved a lot. If you compare it to their past games, how it has been, you tend to see much cleaner games from the opponents. It's almost like they are always locked behind their base and things like that. But this time you can see that they have actually come out to play, and the Yuzhong with those very brave dives into the backline and things like that. Definitely Otsutsuki have something that they're trying to correct, and I think it's probably working. So far it's working well, but Shinigami have just had a generally better game, coming into this game one of the first game. But basically, I feel like Otsutsuki right now, they need to pick their fights better. I feel like they are not utilizing this Rafaela pick to the fullest. It's something they could probably play like an Ube kind of strategy. The Yuzhong is going to be diving, so the rest of the team, the rest members, you need to find a way to space properly around that Rafaela. Technically, she is the core of every fight, and basically whether you win or lose a team fight is going to be on that.
Yeah, I agree completely, wholeheartedly. You speak in facts, Sheriff. You speak in facts at this point, and that's what it is. The fact that Sky Guy on this Khalid is not allowing them to, not allowed to create any sort of advantage in the back. He wants to get the Herod and get some damage done before somebody can come and clean up shop. But the fact that Sky Guy with this Khalid is not allowing them to even get closer with this Raging Sandstorm, and the
it seems like we'll be losing Kronos for a while. Kronos, are you back? That's
Yeah,
going to be
I'm
a
here.
kill. Oh, okay. We lost you for a moment there. So you can take us through this Lord push going on in the top lane.
Yeah. The Lord is there at the top lane. The inhibitor gets low enough. They crack it open in the mid side as well. But the kill with the fracture, not enough. Meanwhile, the deadly catch is out. And there comes the Frigid Glacier. The damage being done. They take down one. They take down two. The shutdown is finally there. And this Nolan looks unstoppable as he's able to take the base crystal. Of course, folks. What a game. What a way to end.
Victory!
What a way to end Kronos. And I think if we could, I don't know if you can watch the replay with us, if you could see the same thing I mentioned earlier with how the side of Otsutsuki need to take that same fight on. You can see the Rafaela was somewhere in the mid lane, four members for the side of Otsutsuki, or three, were in that top lane, trying in the mid lane. And yeah, you can't provide any healing from there. You can't provide that movement speed that is needed. And then yeah, that raging sandstorm from Khalid, stopping them in their tracks. The deadly catch was not enough to kill that momentum. It didn't do as much as I was hoping it will in the draft phase. It's one of those moments that probably the execution on paper just it didn't go as planned at the end of the day. And yeah, unfortunately, that Rafaela nowhere to be found. They get taken out. Last thing you want to do is to lose your gold laner, the damage dealing member of your team first when you're trying to defend the Lord. And unfortunately, Jigen on that Claude was the first to fall in that encounter. And again, I think, as you said, there's nothing they could do about that. That was GG, after that play.
You know what I call that, Sheriff, for that one? I felt like, in the party, everybody was invited except for the Rafaela. That's why she was singled out the entire time. You know that one friend that doesn't get entry into the party because he forgot his ID?
Yeah.
That's what this Rafaela felt like. And you can see that in the replay. Completely isolated in a team fight when she's supposed to be there in the thick of it. Unfortunately, didn't work out this time and just happened to bite the dust. But of course, right now, I believe we're back in the draft for game number 2.
We're back in the draft for game number 2. I think we'll just jump straight in to the draft phase for game number 2.
Yeah, and at the moment, I think Sheriff, I got the screen ready. So this time around, folks, no joking around. We're gonna get straight into it. And I know you guys miss looking at Sheriff's face as well. So he's gonna pop up on the screen in a second. But at the moment, looking at the bans, we got the Ixia being taken out. The Ling is out of there as well, along with the Xborg on the blue side.
Yeah. All right. So that's going to be the Xborg on the blue side. The Ling taken out, the Xborg taken out. Ixia also. Ixia, I think the Ixia ban coming from Shinigami is like a respect ban. Jigen is one hero that has found a lot of success on that Ixia, caused a lot of problems for a lot of members, and I think it's fair that they ban it out. Even if a hero is not meta, you can't say, okay, because the hero is not meta, so you're just going to let it through. There's this comfort over meta mentality that is really, really strong in the Nigerian server. And then, you tend to see them being called one tricks, but it gets the job done for them. So if you don't want to deal with the one tricks, then ban the one tricks, force them to expand their pool. I feel like that's what Shinigami is doing here. This is a challenge, to Jigen, to the gold laner of Utsuki. Expand your pool. Don't play Ixia. We won't give you the Ixia. So find something else and make sure you find a way to make it work. And then the last two picks, the last ban rather for the blue side is going to be that Gato Kacha, who magically has risen, in the ranks, in the pick rank for basically in all regions. The Indo in PH, you could see Gato Kacha was almost like a prior pick. First pick, you see Gato Kacha gets it picked up, and yeah, I guess I think it's a really, really good ban if they don't want to give that over to the side of Otsutsuki.
Yeah, I agree. And at this point in time, the Gatot Kacha being banned out means that they don't want their backline to be dove upon. Of course, they go for the Aurora once again in the first pick. I'm not sure if that is the way they might want to go, but
if it's not broken, don't fix it.
I mean, I agree, but it is broken. They kind of lost the game, right? Previous time with the Aurora on their side. So at least, unless I got the teams mixed up, but of course,
you got it. It's going to be Shinigami picking up the Aurora.
Okay. So, but the thing is, when you pick up the Aurora, Sheriff, you're kind of looking to play passive right off the bat. Because in this, like you saw in the previous game, Shinigami were the aggressors. They had the Mathilda, they had the Khalid, they had the Zushin and the Nolan. So you're definitely looking to play aggressive. Even with the Harith on the gold lane, you're trying to bully your opponent gold laner. And that's what kind of gave them the edge in this game, in the previous game. But this time around, starting with the Aurora means that, okay, so we don't want to play aggressive. We're looking to play passive right off the bat. So you lose the river control instantly because the Zushin gets that better. But at the same time, the Phoveus in the EXP lane, he's going to play aggressive even more. So seems like a little switcheroo in the game styles, at least thus far. But you never know. Shinigami might be cooking something really tasty.
Shinigami always has something for us. And you can see, once again, they are going to be picking that Mathilda. To be honest, yeah, I'm surprised at the amount of times that Shinigami keep getting away, with that Mathilda pick. Like over and over again, you see that Mathilda is a hero that um is basically like the center of their team fights. The shield, the sustain, the mobility, and then somehow they still end up getting it. I'm guessing teams feel like, okay, maybe she's not ban worthy. Maybe they can handle the Mathilda, but obviously it never works, because I feel like Shinigami has lost. Don't quote me on that. I think they've lost probably just 2 or 3 games throughout this tournament, and that just goes to show you. I feel like we could pull up a statistics. I think Shinigami Matilda should be somewhere around 90% plus win rate, and yet still, you always see Matilda, getting let go. Do you think the Matilda is a hero that is like easy to handle? But you personally,
No,
would you
absolutely,
would you give the
absolutely.
Matilda?
Absolutely not. So the thing with Matilda is it's a very high skill hero, right? High mechanic. You get a lot of mobility, and it's more of a team oriented hero, especially when you're playing tournaments like this. When you're a 5-man set, you
Yeah.
provide a lot more for your team. Yes, you're sacrificing the fact that you can be the Atlas or the Kufra that can go in and get those flashy sets, but you're providing much more for the team. So you're more of a team player at that point. So
Yeah.
I think the Matilda is better. I myself have like a 90% win rate on Matilda. Wink, wink, guys. Hey, I play for the team. Just get yourself some OP team and be like, hey, I'll roam and just pick up the Matilda, and they'll carry you the victory.
Yeah,
But looking
exactly.
at the draft so far, Sheriff, I like the Hilda. The
Mm.
Hilda is gonna be a real pain with the extra bit of heal.
Mhm.
Gonna be peeling for the back line. But the problem is you're gonna go against some burst heroes in the form of this Clint, and of course that Zushin, who is gonna be ever so annoying.
So basically, it's going to boil down to the execution, the micro. We did see the Jujin, I think do very well in game one, given the circumstances, given the amount of dive that Otsutsuki brought into the game, the Yuzhong, the Claude, but somehow the Jujin just had to do her thing. She kept getting the party started, flinging people all around the place. And really, I don't think they didn't have an answer to the Jujin. So basically, right now, Otsutsuki have the potential to make this draft work. They have the Fulvius, they have the Jujin, they have the Clint. I feel like if these 3 picks are not enough to at least win you that that early game fight, the early game fight, the momentum, and well, look at what we have here, Kronos. Fredrin.
I
We
like
have
the
a
Fred.
Fredrin.
I like the Fredrin. I like the Fredrin. I'm not gonna lie, because the Fredrin's kind of forced because the Hilda on the other side is gonna, get into the jungle anyway. So I really like the Fredrin because you don't want to get bullied in the jungle. So it makes sense. The Guinevere, though, I love the Guinevere pick. Not something you see quite often. It
Yep.
comes in bits and pieces in around the world, of course. But the Guinevere with that spatial migration, you can jump into the backline, especially on top of this Clint, especially on top of this Zushin, and then you provide the CC, and then Brody's just gonna destroy everybody in the back line with at least with his corrosive strike mark. So I like the Brody this game around, playing a little more aggressive. So you can see that the passiveness coming out from the aura turned into aggression after that. So it looks like Shinigami, like I said, definitely know what they're cooking. It's looking spicy.
Yeah.
With the Fredrin pick, though, it's questionable. The Florin, yeah, the Florin's gonna get bullied if you pick that right now by this Hilda. Not gonna lie.
I don't know. So 2 things, yeah. Kronos. 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to disagree with you on 2 things right now. First is the Brody. I hate the Brody.
Okay.
I don't like the Brody, especially if I don't have um enough DPS. Like, okay, right now
Yeah.
they are going to be working with the Aurora, the Hilda, and the Guinevere. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
the Guinevere is going to go damage. Should probably be
Mm-hmm.
going towards like a hybrid
Semi.
or
Yeah,
semi tank, yeah,
hybrid. Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you have a Fredrin, now you have a Fredrin, you have a Florin, and you have a Fulvius. I feel like that the damage will just not be enough. The output, unless you find a way to get them low, the frigid glacier gets them low, and then turn up our memory is able to take them out. But my issue with Brody is if there's no consistent source of damage from other parts of the team, then you're just left. You have to keep on stacking, and those moments leave you open. Well, that's how I see it. On paper, that's how I feel like it should work, unless the execution is different.
I agree with what you're saying. They definitely need the aggression to come out from the side of the Brody. Only then will it actually turn out to be something interesting for their side. But of course, folks, don't forget we are watching the Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Right now we are week 5. Shinigami on the blue side, Otsutsuki on the red. The casters for tonight, myself, Kronos, and show alongside me the one and only Sheriff over here. It's game number 2. If Shinigami take this, it's gonna be a sweep. Just gonna find out if it's possible or not, Sheriff.
If it's possible or not, that is the big question that we want to answer here. Personally, I think it's possible. I am a fan of the Fredrin. The Fredrin plus the Florin, especially, I absolutely love that combo. I've loved playing healers for the longest time. It just seems to make more sense to me, or maybe it's because I used to really love Blacklist, the whole Ube strategy, and how they made it work. But basically, I miss seeing the tanks in the jungle. I think I should put it that way. But yeah, we're going to see an invade here, Kronos.
The invade is what we wanted to see. It's working out, especially with that Guinevere. They don't have the guiding wind. However, it should be first blood, but the spatial migration not there, and there it is. Nagi able to pick up the kill. This big, strong Fredrin, indeed, what you were talking about. They invaded, and this is what I was talking about earlier as well. They have a tank jungle. You should not be invading that, because if you do, you give away the advantage instantly.
Exactly. You invaded Fredrin, you should expect to get bonked. But I think on the brass, I feel like Guinevere was able to take the buff. I see Fredrin still, at that level 3, just little EXP away from level 4. He's not going to be level 4 for the turtle, probably going to clear a couple of camps on his side of the jungle, come that first turtle of the game. But yeah, I think in the gold lane is pretty standard, yeah. I feel like the Brody should. Clint is known as the lane bully, but I think the Brody should be able to hold his own. He's one of those marksmen that can play weak side through most of the game. But yeah, first also spawn. I think both junglers just want to go back and take their buff. Fredrin still not level 3 Kronos. Even though they did get that kill, I feel like Shinigami got what they wanted, because Gwyn is level 5, almost level 6.
Yeah, I think they definitely got what they wanted, a lot more ahead than they are, or rather than they should be. So Nagi behind, he is level 4 right now. Guinevere level 5, and here comes the taunt right now. Demonic Force being used. They go in with the spatial migration, but the Frigid Glacier is popped, but not enough. They get the damage done. The Phoveus falls down. Ishiki is the first one to fall, and you can see instantly they're trying to get the party started with the Zushin, but not enough, because the dive is going to be coming in right now. Panda is there. They go into spatial migration once again, backing off, but Sky Guy dives in. And this is what I was talking about. This Hilda is gonna be in your face. You can't really do anything at this point. They don't have the peel, and looks like Nagi will have to give up his purple buff as well, alongside the turtle. And they lost out Master Chris at this point. Oh, look at that. They get the purple, but Sky Guy is just being an absolute bully. He goes in Demonic Force, but the Appraiser's a rat. Drop that longsword, get the kill, but they still trade. This team fight's extended. He gets a double, but the spatial migration, once again, he picks up a double as well. So both junglers putting it all on the line, trying to show that they're better out of the two. But Master Chris over here, he might get, Frigid Glacier comes out to zone them away. Guiding Wind is there, but at the same time, he goes in once again. Crimson Beacon. Sheriff, this fight is getting extended so much. You gotta give them something. You gotta call them not to do this, because they're just ruining their own, they're ruining their own team strategy at this point.
Exactly. Let Kronos breathe. The thing is, yeah, the team fight started really well for Shinigami. Until that moment where they overstayed their welcome, and then the kills started going on to the side of for Otsutsuki. With Florin falling, that's the Fredrin basically becoming a menace there. But yeah, so basically you can't invade the Fredrin too easily like that. He always has that bond. That Appraiser's Rat will always be available for him. But in the top lane here, Kronos, I think Sky Guy
he's playing with fire, and so is Ishiki. Spatial migration comes out. They did get the kill in the mid lane, and right now they're looking to get one up top as well. Shiki gets the kill on towards the Hilda. He's somehow able to survive with all this demonic force. It's just bonking up and down entirely. But guess what, folks? Kami Levi over here is completely unstoppable, and this is the problem. And I feel like this Guinevere I don't know if it's the one trick or not. It doesn't matter. If it works, it works. This guy is putting on a show. 5-1-1 on a Guinevere. Absolute good performance.
Absolutely good performance here by Campbell Levi. But yeah, once again, it's fight after fight as they are going to prepare for the second turtle of the game. And it's Hilda once again, Kronos.
Oh yeah, you can see it at the same time. Sky Guy over here diving right on towards Nagi, but the demonic force comes out. Appraiser's Rat drops. They get the turtle on the side of Otsutsuki and right Shinigami rather. And instantly you can see they're trying to create the separation with Kami Levi over here. He goes in with the spatial migration. A lot of chaos in these team fights, but the demonic force is still persistent. The revitalize comes out and the healing is there provided by the bloom as well. And instantly the taunts comes out. Sky Guy will have to go down after such a long extended team fights, and that's what these tank metas bring, right? That's what these healers bring. And Sheriff, that's what you were talking about, but the taunt over here might be too much for Kami Levi. Oh, he's able to run away.
He's going to be fine. Kami Levi is going to be fine. You know, I feel like Kami Levi is really putting on the show, and as you said, we don't know if he's one trick or not. Personally, I don't think he is. I don't expect him to be one trick anyway. He's one of the best assassin junglers on the server with a really, really wide pool, and I'm actually surprised to see him pull out the Guinevere here, given how long ago, you know, the Guinevere just stopped being used after the whole tank meta was nerfed and things like that. But I think, as you said, man, he is really, really putting on a show, and it's not like the side of Otsutsuki are playing bad. Shinigami are just, you know, pushing them to the wall, pushing them to the limits. You can see here a two-level lead from the junglers alone. You see Fredrin, you know, just struggling to get whatever he can get, trying to get the lizard, trying to get the lethal, whatever he can get his hands on, you know, just to close that jungle gap, just by that little much. And then even though we see an off-cam kill there, the Brody was going to take out the Fulvius. And so basically, Kronos here, I feel like Otsutsuki are not playing bad. Say, you know, they are not. It's not like, okay, they are engaging when they shouldn't engage or overextending and things like that. Fine, here and there we see some team fight that get overextended, but it's all Shinigami. You know, it's Shinigami dictating the pace of the game. So if they come at you, you have to fight. If you don't fight, you lose a member or you lose a turret. So what do they do?
Right? No, it's right. You're right. It's the one that Shinigami are the ones who are dictating the pace of the team fight. You can see instantly torn apart memory, but still somehow stays alive thanks to Bloom. Nagi over here, he can't really do much. He's being starved out of his jungle, and they want to pick a team fight once again. Like you mentioned, they are the ones dictating the pace of the game, and you can see that there it is. Demonic Force on towards 5 with the Frigid Glaciers. At the same time, they get that with the Guiding Wind, but then the back line trying to create havoc. Sky Guy, along with that Super Panda, is there, but at the same time they take down Ishiki, and he will fall for the first time, and Sky Guy as well. So 1 and 2, both the explainers dropping down, but Master Chris, he might then take it down, and yes, he does. What a double kill with the torn apart memory, and instantly now you can start seeing this Brody is scaling. You were talking about DPS earlier, Sheriff. Who needs DPS when you have all that power in your strikes? Because you can see now slowly they're dominating the game, and the other side really just need a lot of time. The more time that they have, the better they will be later in the game.
Exactly. The more time that they have, the better they will be in the game. But yeah, definitely Brody is trying to prove a point. He probably heard what I said, and it's like, I'm the pro, I'm the one playing, you are the one casting, you don't tell me what to do. But definitely this Brody has been doing really, really well. You could see, like, in that last engage, I thought it was over, but flicker in, got disillusion, 2 stacks, torn apart memory, and that was, it looked so easy, you know, the way he did it. I know it's not easy because I can't play marksman, but yeah, he made it look so easy, you know. And I feel like definitely whatever it is Shinigami wanted to do with this Brody pick, they are doing it beautifully. You know, the Hilda, on the other hand, I felt like, okay, fine, the Hilda would be troubled by the Fred, because Hilda is a melee hero. Fred has the taunt, you know, you can hold her in place while the Clint, you know, dishes our damage. The Clint actually is another hero I feel like we need to mention. From that late game, the Clint has the potential to dish out a disgusting amount of damage, you know, if left unchecked. Well, yeah, that's going to be the first lord of the game, going to the side of Shinigami, and it is looking really similar to game one here, where first lord, actually this is even looking better for Shinigami than the game one, because they needed the first lord in game one to take out those outer turrets, but right now you only have the tier 2, the turret and the tier 2 turret in the mid lane standing, and already you can see Otsutsuki similar movements to being pushed back into their base behind the tier 2, don't have access to their jungles. Meanwhile, all turrets of Shinigami still standing, looking really healthy. They weren't even touched. So I don't know, Chronos, what is the way out here? What Shinigami need to do, or what can they do to at least hold this game into that late game where they will have probably enough items, enough damage to handle this aggression coming from the side of Shinigami?
I mean, the first thing they got to do is make sure they don't get dove upon by Kami Levi, right? Because that's the main thing. He's been diving onto the back line, creating havoc. You can see that instantly. They are trying to play behind as well. And the one that should not get caught out is this Florin, who is not here at the current moment. On the bot side, the Zushin is trying to take out Sky Guy as well before the Lord on the top side gets cleared, somehow saving the inhibitors. But for how long? The quick draw is there to dish out the damage. And Jigen over here will be the one that they're looking to focus down. The top side inhibitor is taken, but here comes Kami Levi. He jumps into the spatial migration a little too early, being impatient, but that means it gives a little bit more breathing room for the side of Otsutsuki as they have enough time. They've bought what they needed. They're able to defend and they're scaling. They are behind in gold by 9k, however, and here comes the second minion wave, and right now this is the opening that Shinigami are looking for, and Kami Levi, you can see he is waiting. He wants to dive in. In there he goes onto Shiki, and there it is. Everything being thrown at them except for the kitchen sink. And this time around, Crimson Beacon comes out, but the 4-man knockup along with the Frigid Glacier is there. But Nagi over here trying to soak up all that damage for the rest of his team, and instantly Shiki goes in with those demonic forces, and Jigen trying to dish out the damage, but taken low. They get the shutdown on towards Sands, and also Super Panda falls down. They got a little too aggressive, bit more than they could chew, but they lost 2 inhibitors on the side of Otsutsuki as well. So Shinigami got what they came for. Now they're just gonna reset. The goal lead has been cut short, but 7,000, a little too much still for the side of Otsutsuki.
A little too much, but definitely a starting point for the side of Otsutsuki. I don't want to say Shinigami were a bit, too confident or committed too much. They did end up getting all tier 3 turret, all inhibitor turrets were taken down. But yeah, fine, they felt like they could end it, which I don't think is big. I feel like the lead, they saw that they had built, maybe they could take it down, but I just want to commend Otsutsuki, honestly. That was really well defended. In contrast to how we saw them defend, that last push in game 1, with Rafaela not getting invited to the party and things like that. This time everybody was invited to the party. They know this is a team effort. We need to defend this together, and we are going to see another aggression here in the top lane.
Sky Guy goes in, demonic forces there, torn apart. Memory still picks up the kill, however, and Kami Levi in the back line, but there it is, purifies pop. Nagi gets shut down at the same time, double kill in the hands of Sands, and you can see Crimson Beacon to kite them away, and Jigen really doesn't have the damage. He hasn't built a Berserker's Fury yet. That is one of his core items as a Clint, and now without the front line, will they be able to defend the Lord marching down the mid lane? It's a Luminous Lord. There's no inhibitor left standing. A lot of waves crashing at the base. They can't really do anything. Kami Levi looking for the kill, but guess what? Sans was looking for the base, and they got it this time around for the set of Shinigami. Hey, and guess what, folks, in the chat, along with you, Sheriff, I told you, sweep could be coming. His sweep is what we saw.
Yeah, you called it. I have to give it to
Get
you.
the broom.
Get the broom, sweep them out of the land of dawn. But yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm having a kind of a bit sad because Otsutsuki played so well. I feel like they deserve to get at least a draw. 1-1 won't be bad. The fact that they were swept is a bit sad, but yeah, I feel like definitely, even though they lost, Shinigami is at least top 2 teams in the tournament right now, basically in the server in Nigeria, and I feel like the fact that they were at least able to put up a fight, no need to you don't need to feel intimidated by whoever you're facing. Definitely they put up a fight. If Shinigami didn't bring their A game, I feel like easily they could have lost the game. But yeah, I also want to draw attention to something you mentioned, which is the itemization. You know, we did see, I only noticed at the end of the game that Clint had not, you know, gotten his Berserker's Fury, and that was a very, very good observation there from you. It's like a core item for Clint. But yeah, he did prioritize going for Malefic Roar and the Endless Battle and things like that. But yeah, I feel like he was building towards it, but when you are so far behind, it's a bit difficult when you're getting dove on constantly. And I don't know, man. Shinigami are just so aggressive. They've been really aggressive throughout, invading a Fredrin Chronos. I don't know who does that. But definitely Shinigami.
I'll tell
does.
you who does that. Shinigami does that, bro.
Shinigami
They do that. They bring the death upon Fredrin. Let me tell you that they brought death upon him in the early game, invading him, taking his jungle away. And guess what? They had no answers back. And because the Florin kind of wanted to be with, Jigen in this game with the Clint to make sure the Clint was able to try and bully the, be a lane bully like he always is. But like you mentioned earlier as well, Brody kind of can hold his own. And that's why the Brody was picked up against the Clint. So it made sense. It's just the fact that I think if Clint kind of prioritized the itemization a little differently, this game might gone down a different route, because you need the penetration once you're able to dish out your raw damage. And if you don't have your raw damage, which is the Berserker's Fury, then the Malefic Roar kind of makes no sense, because there's no power behind there's no extra bit of oomph that you need with the damage that you're providing. It's like you have a car, but you didn't fill any fuel, but you have your nitros. So like you need to fill the fuel before you get into the nitros, my guy. You want to be able to drive the car before you press the nitros button. You don't want to press the nitros button without starting the car. That's what the Clint did in this game, and unfortunately just didn't work out for them. But of course they kind of were working with a draft that kind of made sense with the Zushin, with the Fredrin, the Phoveus. It was kind of like all eggs in one basket, which basket was this Jigen, this Clint. But unfortunately, I think this guy just didn't get the memo. I think everybody else was playing chess. He was just playing checkers.
Exactly. But yeah, I think that's going to be all for first match of the game. Game 2 is going to be kind of the match of the day. Another two teams that are very, very aggressive, with the way they like to play. But yeah, we'll just leave it. It's going to be Otsutsuki. Is it going to be okay? I'm going to confirm and then get back to everyone. But yeah, we're going to take a kind of a short break, medium break, and then we'll be back. I myself and Chronos will be back to bring you the match number 2 of this series. Thank you so much for joining us once again. Please don't go anywhere. Don't forget to like the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't again. Chronos, thank you so much for joining us. We hope to see you in match number 2.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna be here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, folks.
All right.
Still waters run
Your
deep.
team is banning.
The hunt begins.
Your team is banning.
The Immortal One chose me to
Your
vanquish
team
the
is
shadows
banning.
that plague this world.
Butterflies born
Your
by
team
thy
is
wish,
banning.
guided by lantern's light.
All right. Welcome back to game no match number 2. Actually, it's going to be Dark Stars Esports versus Oasis, and yeah, of course, it's myself, Pixels, and coming to you live from Mobile Legend Nigeria Season 4 with Kronos joining us here, gracing us with his expertise and his master calls that he always does. I think a lot of people, like, I could see a lot of people in the chat, Kronos. I could see a lot of people just typing Kronos, Kronos. They were almost like, hailing and then, giving kudos to you. I'm very, very sure
Much
Kronos
love.
is happy to be here. And yeah, Kronos, I don't know if you're familiar with any of the teams that are playing Dark Stars or Oasis or any player in both teams.
Let me tell you, I know last time I came in to cast the Nigerian tournament
Yeah.
was when Big Daddy Hades was ruling over the server along with
Yeah.
Alpha Zeros. Hey, I remember, I know my guys when I see them. It's just right now. I remember Shinigami were there back then too. They weren't really a strong team.
Yeah.
Alpha Zeros kind of dominating the entire scene as far as I remember. And right now, it's nice to see a lot of other teams stepping up and kind of getting that Dark Stars that are familiar name, Oasis. I think they're kind of new, if I'm not wrong. But Dark Star is definitely an older name, in my opinion. So it's not like I'm completely unaware, Sheriff. Hey, don't quote. Then I know what's going on, Sheriff. I do a little bit of research every time I come to do a tournament. In fact, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a stat that will throw you for a doozy as well. In the entire tournament thus far in MLNL, at least from, since right now we're in week 5, ever since week 3, the Sicilian has 100% ban and pick rate. Did you know that? In Mobile Legends Nigeria League. Exactly. See, I do a little bit of homework. This guy trying to catch me. He trying to catch me lacking, chat. But anyways, right now, he's trying to catch me lacking. But at this time around, we definitely got to see, looking at the way it's going about, Dark Stars on the blue side, and of course on the red you have Oasis. Sicilian being picked up as the first pick goes to show why he's such a strong pick, right? And instantly to get that counter on the other side, they go for the Vexana, which kind of creates that disruption. But what am I looking at? Is that a Balmond? Love it. Absolutely love it.
And Kronos, I feel like I should mention, that this Balmond, especially from Dark Stars, has been used in the craziest way I can imagine. So basically, for the longest time, I feel like especially Xenogog, Shinigami, they are like top 3 teams right now in the tournament. And Xenogog had a phase where they were just dealing with every team, crushing every team they came by. And then Dark Stars came and they were like, you know what? Balmond. They brought that Balmond. So basically, Balmond is a classic Crane pick. And you would see it in the way he tends to execute that play style, almost similar to Shinigami. Aggressive. They have that Sicilian to, lower the HPs of the opponent. So Sicilian does the dirty work, releases, does the clean work, just drops the HP by a bit. Then Balmond comes, boom, lethal counter, and that usually solves most of the problem 90% of the time. So I feel like it's one of those compositions where the team has perfected how it works. They've practiced it in screams, they've used it a lot, they are comfortable on these heroes micro wise, and then on the macro side, they found a way to rotate in a way that it matches how the Balmond wants to be played, the jungle pattern and things like that. So basically, I feel like this Balmond is one hero, especially from Dark Stars, that we really, really need to pay attention to in this game.
Yeah, I agree. The Balmond will be a problem, especially a lethal counter. If he drops it down, everyone with a little bit of HP or quarter of HP instantly deleted, especially with that Sky Piercer. If he decides to go that route, of course, if he decides to, they have the front line with this Gatot, with this Balmond. They just have the back line with the Sicilian. They just need another hero that kind of does a little well in the goal lane. Maybe a Brody once again, but you see the Brody being banned out.
Yep.
So Dark Stars, I like Dark Stars draft, but at the same time, look at Oasis. They're cooking something too. They're cooking a front-to-back composition at the same time. It's just when you're playing a front-to-back against a Sicilian, the Sicilian will always win because there's no way you can reach the Sicilian, and they need an assassin. The Ling being banned out, the Hayabusa is open. You can see the Irrital on the other side to provide extra bit of mobility so you can cast them. So it's gonna be hard. And with this Carmilla, oh my goodness, the lovers unite. A beautiful romantic story right now in the land of Dawn. It started by Dark Stars, but at this point in time, I think on the other side, if they go for a Hayabusa, maybe it will work out. Maybe a Nolan even. Well, I'm trying to pick up more assassins.
Tricky. It might be a bit.
The
tricky.
Joy. Oh, the Joy does really well. He got me thrown for a doozy. The Joy does really well over here.
Actually,
But
the Joy
no.
shouldn't be bad.
Did they go for the Paquito though?
Interesting.
Yeah, I know. Interesting indeed. Interesting.
All right, so wow. I don't know. The draft from Oasis right now, it really caught me off guard. I was not expecting a Paquito pick, that's for sure. But I'm just noticing that Edith pick. I really like the Edith pick because of the amount of crowd control. Obviously, even with the nerf on the knock-up duration, the Edith still is one of those heroes that can, lock you down, CC lockdown and things like that. And I feel like it is going to be very, very important to dealing with this Balmond. The Balmond is, helicopter, spin to win, and it has to get close to you, to actually deal damage and things like that. So if it gets close enough, to get hit by that onward from the Edith, and obviously there's enough damage. They have the Vexana, they have the Clint, potentially the Paquito to dish out, a decent amount of damage. So I think it's now left to Oasis to time it. But there are layers to this thing. It's not just take up the Balmond and everything is fine. You have the Balmond, you have the Camilla to worry about. You have the Sicilian also hitting you from the back. So there are a lot of things that both teams will really, really need to pay attention to win this match.
Yeah, I agree. Both the teams do need to pay attention. We're going to find out right now because, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends of all ages, we are getting ready to go into the Land of Dawn, game number 1 of match number 2. Along against everyone on the other side. The lovers unite, right? That's what we want to see at this time around. If you're single, if you're lonely, this game is not for you. You might want to be crying in your bed. But anyways, you got me, Kronos, on the casters this alongside me, the one and only Sheriff, where you guys are watching MLNL. If you didn't know, Mobile Legends Nigeria League. Of course, right now you can see the action coming out on the EXP side, and in the invade in the jungle early from Rockstar. Ooh, Alfie, just got to be careful there.
Well, I think this is something we tend to see a lot from Rockstar Alfie. One of the best roamers, if not the best roamer in the Nigerian server. I think he was one of the members he was the roamer for Nigeria in the just concluded ISF at Morocco. Yeah, Casablanca. So yeah, he has a tendency to dominate. You can see he's already doing that here in the bot lane. He's one of those roamers that you just can't ignore on the map, whether he's playing an Olita or an Atlas or a Grok. He's just always all over the map. You can see here already trying to even delay the wave and stuff like that. But definitely Alfie knows better than to overextend and get himself killed. So I'm not too worried about that. Of course, you can get overconfident and then, you know, end up losing too much HP, forgetting Bauman Diesel. But yeah, in the bot lane here, Chronos.
Verify. Oh my goodness. First, the blood in the hands of Alfie, just like you mentioned. But Amir here might go down on his trusty Irritable. Yes, he does. Mike picks up the kill. So that's 2-0 to the side of Oasis. The turtle is up. So seems like Crane might want to get it started. Doesn't want to yet. But you know what? I was going to say, there's a little bit of information which we even forgot, Sheriff, that Amir has been given the Irrital once again. And he's one of the strongest players on Irrital, at least in the Nigerian server that we know of.
Yep, that's true.
I do my homework. I told you.
You really did do your homework. Irrital has been banned over and over again, but I think we'll talk more about that after this turtle fight here.
Oh, forget the turtle. Amir got the pick back. He got a revenge kill against the Mike in the bot side on the orange buff, but at the same time, Crane gets the turtle. Trevor forced the flicker out of harm's way. Alfie might be going down. The lethal counter just catching him a little too late. But on the bot side, Amir overextends, and Yami gets the kill thanks to the help of Anti-Pipe as well. Meanwhile, on the top side, Dread did dive in with the AOG. Not enough trades left, right, and center. But of course, Amir is the one they're looking to target, because once he gets going, he's going to be hard to stop. But while they're focusing on Amir, they forget Don Dipsy. And Don Dipsy just might create more havoc.
He might create more havoc. Sicilian is, of course, a late game monster. One of these heroes you need to really watch. Well, unfortunately, there's not always so much you can do about Sicilian, especially if you do draft properly to protect Mr. President, protect that Sicilian, and he does have the Camilla also to back him up. So basically, I think he late game.
Oh, never mind. On the bot side, they get the kill on where's Mosquito, just smacking him down like a mosquito that he is. On the top side, the trades are being made, but it's EXP for EXP. But in the bot side, the gold lane, they're trying to siege at the tier 1 tower. Anti-Pipe is there, and so is Yami. You can see Eternal Guard is dropped down, and there comes the Numenor Blast as well at the same time. Mike will have to run out. The Sanguine Claws catches both, and Anti-Pipe falls down thanks to the heavy crossbow from Amir. He's able to pick up the kill. And this is the overextension that you were talking about earlier. Yep. As well. Alfie didn't want to overextend, but his team did, and they bit the dust there.
Exactly. Definitely a case of overextension there. They were trying to force
Amir.
Kill.
Yeah, Amir got taken down. And here, these guys are fighting. It's the brawl meta, but there it is. The Link, the Curse of Blood comes out, misses, and Crane might get the kill. He has the lethal counter. Oh my god, the jab combination helping him survive, but Yami dishing out the free damage with the quick draw. And that's an early Malefic Roar once again, able to get the penetration down. So now I'm thinking he might want to go for the Berserker's Fury as well to add on to extra damage.
Yeah, hopefully the itemizations from Clint this time is going to work out properly. Unless, of course, if they, snowball and then there's just more than enough gold for him to get the Berserker's Fury and the Endless Battle, if that's what he wants to go for. But yeah, you can see Oasis, I feel like they might have, overcommitted or put too much into getting that bot lane turret, but seeing that Dark Stars didn't really get any trade, or just as I say that, we see Amir here in the top lane trying to take down that top lane. So I think they will get the tier 1 in the top there, but somehow I feel like Oasis put so much resource into taking down that bot lane turret. But yeah, I think Mosquito should be fine here as he is going to disengage. And yeah, as I was saying, Oasis put so much time into taking that bot lane turret. They really prioritize rotating with the marksman. They want that Clint to not be stuck in lane 1v1 with the irritant and things like that. So what they did is, we need to get the Clint out of lane. They just focused on it, put all their resources into it. Now the Clint is out of that bot lane. You can see him here trying to farm in the top lane. The faster the Clint gets those items, starts dishing out damage, the easier it's going to be for Oasis to make use of engages like this.
Yeah, they are trying to make use of it at the same time. Bat's piece comes out, but guess what? Mike goes in with the jab combo. He gets the kill. And like an assassin, he was waiting, this Manny Pacquiao fighter, but at the same time, Terrify comes out. He gets a double kill. Crane gets taken off, and that's the problem that comes in when you have Vexana on the other side. Anti-Pipe dishing out the CC when his team needed to, and Yami over here gets caught out thanks to that big AOG, and he gets taken down. Mike wants to go in. He misses completely. Don Dipsy still somehow survives. They don't get what they were looking for. They got a little greedy for the kills, and they didn't get the neutral objectives. And right now, Mike getting chased by Amir along with Dread, and looks like he's Dread in his position right now, but he still pulled up a kill. Oh my goodness, what did he do over there? Oh my goodness, somebody gotta clip that. You better clip that. He still pulled up with a kill. Oh my goodness, that was clean. Not gonna lie, Mike, you might be my new favorite Paquito player.
You know, I was just about to mention how that was an obvious overextension there for the side of, you know, Oasis after Yami diving under the turret. But yeah, they don't want me to talk once again. Sicilian is going to get caught out this time. It's going to be done Dipsy. I think he's going to. Ooh, yeah, that's a lot of damage.
Ooh, meanwhile,
he's going to chase Oasis back. What was that?
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing. They're trying to dish out a lot more damage indeed. And I think at this point in time, you can see in the mid lane, they are able to clear. The turtle is the neutral objective right now. That's in contention. Trevor over here might get caught. Dread gets the taunt on towards them. Amir uses the heavy crossbow. The knockup comes in, but the lethal counter able to pick up the kill. The turtle is the one that's in contention. The retribution from Mike is right on point. He's still somehow able to survive. He provides the knockout strike as well. Numenon Blast comes out just to zone them away. Mike is escaping by the skin of his teeth. But for how long? He's playing a dangerous game against the side of Dark Stars. And you can see right now they're getting thirsty. But this might actually pay off because they're taunting him. He's waiting. He's buying enough time. And they might bite the bullet. They might bite the bait. And once they bite the bait, they're just going to get deleted. That's what I feel like the side of Oasis are going for. The bait is hanging. And Mike right now looking for another assassination in the mid lane. Don Dipsy, if he comes a little more forward, he might get taken down. He doesn't. He realized it's not the opportunity, but he did, and he gets taken down indeed. Oh my goodness, what a knockout strike. What a knockout strike.
Yeah, definitely. Just as you said, man, Mikey is looking for the next assassination. He's always there lurking in those bushes. Amir might have overextended here. Just get caught out.
Amir did overextend. He gets taken down by Anti-Pipe, and this Vexana is the one that's controlling these team fights. Not gonna lie, you're looking to get the Carmilla to control, but the Vexana is just doing an absolute brilliant job. The lethal counter catches too, but Mikey, oh my goodness, he reminds me of the time where Michael Jordan said, "Be like Mike," because this guy is on a roll in the jungle. He has been absolute force. We questioned that Paquito pick, but he's 8-1-1. 8 kills on the Paquito. He has 70 stacks on this Sky Piercer as well.
The things are getting from good to bad to worse for the side of Dark Stars. Right now I really don't know what they are going to do about Mikey. I think they just need to pray he probably overextends or, you know, makes, you know, gets too confident, gets complacent, gets cocky, just like it. But we could see what happens when he gets overconfident. You know, 1 HP, 1v3, he still finds a way to take out that Iritel, still gets out with 1 HP. The Paquito is not the hero I expected to pop off in this match, but definitely Mikey has proven me wrong. I think this might be MOBA Zane or something, man.
I'm gonna say he's channeling his inner MOBA Zane, right? To make sure he does that, but at the same time, you can see all the skills being used. Mosquito over here, but the AOG connects. They take him down. Dread should be next to the chopping block, and seems like the Vengeance helping him survive. Primal Rat comes out, but for not long as he gets taken down once again. Mikey, being the distraction, somehow survived, but they lose Alfie in the process, and they lose another, and that's Trevor. Here comes the heavy crossbow, but Amir still somehow able to survive after the Terrify that came in from Anti-Pipe, and so does Mikey. He is playing with fire. He was playing straight fire with Crane, and Crane right now, being the battleman that he is able to tank a lot of damage. He's able to survive, and you can see that nobody right now is able to reach Don Dipsy. And this is the problem that we were talking about earlier in the draft. Yes, the Paquito does well, but only when you're flanking from an angle. If you're going 5v5 team fight, there is no possible way that, you know, Oasis can win unless they land a big 5-man Eternal Guardian, which is from Antipipe. But it's hard to see.
Hard to see. But, you know, the same way Oasis have that perfect team fight scenario where they can land a 5-man Eternal Guardian, there is the Camilla also from the side of Dark Stars. You know, that I think is the Curse of Blood. If you string as much as 3 members, the amount of damage that can be dished out by the Sicilian, who, by the way, has only died once. Personally, I don't really mind him being on a 0-1-5 KDA. I feel like it's just the stacks that matter. And yeah, he's definitely stacking up. And come that late game is going to be a problem here.
Yeah, Mike over there creating the problem. And Dread might go down. And yes, he does, to the double shot that coming in from Yami. And it did enough damage. And Mike, the distraction once again, he's like a magician. He shows you the card, but he's only distracting you from what he's trying to pull out of your ear. And that's what he did. He got the kill, handed it on a silver platter to Yami. And right now they focus on the Lord. Crane is nowhere in the picture at the moment. And you can see Alfie just zoning them out. And so is Trevor, thanks to the Primal Rat. Mosquito lonely by himself in the backside against 5. He might get taken down. The Earthshatter comes out. The Lord in the hands of Mike. Alongside Oasis, it should be marching down soon enough once it hits 13-11. No, it doesn't. Just down the bot side. And they might be looking in because it's a Luminous Lord.
It's a Luminous Lord. This Lord is going to be charging. I think at the very least, Oasis should be looking to take out all outer turrets, which is the mid lane and the top lane turret. But if that Lord is not attended to, there's a fight here.
Oh, that is the big Eternal Guardian. We're looking for another Earthshatter knockup. At the same time, they bought enough time for themselves. Mosquito goes down, so does Dread. They lose Trevor on the other side, but Amir here might be dishing out the damage. Seems like he's playing with fire. Yami does a lot of damage of his own. No more heavy crossbow from Amir, but Don Dipsy's not being caught out. He's dishing out the damage with the bad impact, but the Lord is already there on the bot side, looking to crash soon enough into the inhibitor. Mikey gets the top side of tier 2. Mid lane tier 2 gets taken down by Antipipe as well. The Lord crashing in. It's less than a quarter HP. Will get taken down, but there's a lot of minion waves there. Meanwhile, on the top side, Crane somehow still able to survive. Mike dishing out the damage. Yami over here still able to get the clear. So somehow they're able to save the inhibitors. Somehow, some way. The side of Dark Stars. They found some light. They found some light.
None of the inhibitors are going to fall, but you can see here all of them lower than 50% of their HP, except the one in the top lane, of course. And I feel like this was a really, really good win for Oasis. Honestly, it was a well-utilized Lord, and it was also very, very good disengage from them. It's easy for you to miscalculate the amount of damage or miscalculate your lead and think, you know, yeah, I can go for one more turret, but that is usually how a combat starts, you know. So definitely Oasis have are aware of that factor, and they're just going to straight up disengage after getting all outer turrets and, you know, dealing some damage on the inhibitors also. Yeah, I don't think that was not the best, of course.
That was not the play.
Yeah,
that was not the play, but you can see right now instantly Trevor gets taken down with that CC chain. And the Sanguine Claws and the bad impact going to the right person. Don Dipsy starting to scale right now, and you can see his damage is starting to hurt. But at the same time, Alfie here, he gets overextended a little bit, but only the distraction. Mike wants to go for the kill, but the taunt comes out from Dread at the same time. He's able to survive thanks to the shield that is there. Immortality should get popped soon enough, but he's able to get out of there with the jabs after the lethal counter was dropped down. And there's the Eternal Guardian with that Terrify that comes in with a Deathly Grasp, somehow able to buy time for the side of Oasis as they lose the inhibitor down bot for the side of Dark Star. So that is good trade coming in. They control the wave. They're dictating the pace of the game. And now with the Lord that's coming up in about 5 seconds, I feel like this might be the time that the side of Dark Stars really need to contest this one.
Dark Stars really need to contest it. They can't afford to just give this Lord for free to the side of Oasis. unfortunately, I can't see too many. Look at the zoning. They have 4 members zoning them out. Another cost blood there by Carmilla. I feel like that is not going to do much. Oasis are trying to rush the Lord Chronos.
Yeah, you can see AOG coming out at the right time, but the retribution is there alongside that Numenon blast, addition of the damage everywhere. Mike gets a kill nonetheless, still somehow survives thanks to the immortality. Crane gets taken down by Trevor. They lose 2 in the process, and right now they want to go gung-ho the side of the Oasis, but Darkstar somehow surviving thanks to the help of Don Dipsy, who has the bad impact, the Sanguine Claws, the Bat's Feast. Looks like these two on a cold night, they want to get warm and cozy, but they're not able to do so because the side of Oasis wants to end the game. The Lord is marching down the bot side, all 3 waves crashing in. The frontliners are not present, and you can see the inhibitor in the mid lane gets fallen down as well. Now it's gonna be a 5v5 before the Lord takes the base, before they can get the top inhibitor. At least they'll be looking for it. Don Dipsy taking solo, Trevor trying to create the separation. Whoa, but finally the 3-man link is there, but not enough. Mike goes in, he gets the kill on towards Mosquito, and at this time around, they need to find a way. Trevor will get taken down, and yes, he does. That is a killing spree on towards Yami. 4-1 and 7. The Eternal Guardian gets dropped. Amir, I don't know why he used the Wind of Nature. That wasn't the time, but right now the Lord is there. The base is being exposed. And yes, the side of Oasis overcome the power of true love and able to take the game in this dominating fashion.
I'm pretty sure there are a lot of single players on the side of Oasis. They were not having any romantic business going on there. The Sicilian, the Camilla were not allowed to play this game. And you can see it honestly from the statistics. 063 KDA here from Mosquito. And unfortunately, I feel like the draft had so much potential. I spoke about how Crane has used our Balmond to do amazing things in past matches, but if there's one thing, I think you mentioned this earlier, Chronos, and it is that Vexana. The Vexana was just there, man. She was always in the right place at the right time, with those terrifies, with the knockups, with the Eternal Guardian, and just 1 or 2 hits, 1 or 2 skill shots, and you're already brought so low, you don't know where the damage came from, you're forced to retreat. And when you're trying to retreat is where you have the Paquito, the Pac-Man, the Power Wave, in those bushes, looking for where he can hit you from. And definitely the Paquito, knowing that, okay, fine, come the mid late game, it's going to kind of fall off a bit. I think he definitely gave Oasis the lead they needed in the early game. And then from there on out, it was just the cleans, the edits. Also, I think I should add the edits. Playing an amazing secondary tank kind of role. Was always there. You didn't mind dying, just jump in, provide the crowd control, and usually that worked well in the side for the favor of Oasis.
Yeah, I agree. And for the side of Oasis, it's that the mid lane was controlling every single team fight. Anti-pipe, just dropping the pipe bomb every time he sees them together, and that was what they were doing the entire time. And unfortunately for the side of Dark Stars, it was too dark for them to look at a star. They didn't find any stars. The sky was too dark, my friend. They were trying to reach for it. Unfortunately, they didn't even get out of their doorstep because the entire game was dominated by the side of Oasis. And I don't know why I feel like this might be a sweep too, Sheriff. I feel like this might be a sweep too, because if you look at the Carmilla, not gonna lie, the draft of Dark Stars was really good. It's supposed to work, absolutely supposed to work. But the problem is the Carmilla kept missing the Curse of Blood.
Yeah.
And you saw it. It's basically just one person to nobody. Even Dread. Okay, Dread's AOG has a delay in terms of getting that, that AOE clamp that you want, that a lot of area that you're trying to cover. So it works as a primary engage or a secondary engage even. But that's his job. He's supposed to create that separation. If the Gatot keeps missing his ult, it's okay. It's very rarely we get to see Gatot really land his ult.
Yeah,
and if he does, it's gonna be a problem. But if the Carmilla keeps missing the ult, then the damage is just not gonna be there.
Yeah, that's true. And I think it happened maybe one time too many. You could see either it was missed or it probably connected just onto one member, or at most. Got two. I think I probably only saw one time where he got two members, and at the end of the day, the follow up damage wasn't there. They couldn't, make use of it. Unfortunately, that late game insurance that they had in the Sicilian it wasn't able to be utilized for the most part of the game. And I feel like, okay, fine, Darkstars had a game plan. They had the draft. It seemed like, because the drafting phase in the game one was so fast, it seems like they just kept on picking up every hero that they had planned to use prior to the match. Unfortunately, Oasis just, had the better execution. They had the better macro. Even the micro there from, Mikey under Paquito, with the knockups and the knockouts and things like that. Definitely Paquito had to be the MVP of that match, in my opinion. And yeah, I think, yeah, we see a Sicilian ban here. Darkstars are going to take another Sicilian. It didn't work for us, doesn't mean we should give it to you. So they are going to take out Sicilian there, which, you did give us the statistics. The Sicilian was definitely, the Sicilian is no longer
100%.
in 100% win rate, Kronos. If it
Hey, no,
was,
not win rate. I said 100% ban or pick rate. He's
ban or pick rate.
either
Okay,
picked
okay,
or
okay.
banned. He's always there.
So definitely we're still chilling here at 100% pick or ban rate for the Sicilian. But yeah, the first three picks for the side of Oasis is going to be the Khalid, the Claude, and the Faramis.
A lot of dive. A
lot
lot
of
of dive
dive.
Oasis.
I feel like
They're
Oasis
looking to
wants
dive.
to dive once again. Yeah, basically these three heroes they were made to dive. You dive in, the turret hits you, no problem. We have the Nether Realm. We will be fine. We have a Faramis and things like that. And on the opposite side, I think, yeah, Katokacha is going to be repicked. Hopefully, it's played better this time. Fine, we know the AOG, it's like for separation and maybe to like re-engage after you've been engaging and things like that. But still, I feel like it could have been a little more present in those team fights. The timing could have been better. The AOG, as you said, is for separation, but it doesn't mean you should use it as an engagement tool. So I saw a couple of times where Katsukasha was used to kind of engage, and yeah, it's so easy to dodge. It's one of the slowest ultimates. The animation takes like 3 years, so it's so easy to dodge. If you are able to move easily, even without a dash kill, you can walk out of it. So definitely I feel like they need to prioritize the timing. So either they time it better, or they get a Minotaur, someone that can keep them in place long enough for the Gato catcher to actually connect those AOGs onto the players of the opposing team.
Yeah, and seems like they want a lot of AoE control. Like you mentioned, they want that AoE control in these team fights, the side of Dark Stars,
Yeah.
the Zasks. I'm kind of iffy about it because it was good. Right now, not that great, but it kind of does work, right? It works to a certain extent, and I feel like it might not be the way to go, but just wait. Let's just watch Dark Stars cook. I think Don Dipsy got a different path this time around, and maybe we'll see it. But oh yeah. I smelt it coming. I smelt that joy band from a mile away. They got to make sure they don't get dove upon because they have a lot of diving heroes. But at the moment, what can prevent the dive is the Aurora, and I think this would have been a really good match for the Aurora, but they went for the Zask instead. They probably need another tank jungler or a fighter, maybe a Martis.
What do you think about the
in my
Bane?
opinion? The Bane is perfect. I agree. The Bane is perfect.
And well, to be fair, I haven't seen Crane play too much of the Bane, but yeah, definitely
Crane
I feel
playing
like, yeah,
Bane.
if you're a jungler, then at least, yeah, some basic heroes I feel like you should have down. The Bane, which other jungler, the Fred. So I feel like these heroes, of course, I will not call heroes like the Fanny. I feel there are a lot of even pro players that still haven't gotten that Fanny
Okay.
down, but basic fighter heroes that you should be able to use. Definitely the
Irithel?
Bane should do well. We are going to see Amir once again. This
No
Irithel
way.
didn't really do well in the first game.
No way. Are we gonna see it? Please, come on, Mike. Nah, don't change it. Give me what I'm looking for. Give me that Yi Sun Shin. He's you know what? Spoiler alert, Sheriff.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite heroes in the game. Him and the Popol and Koopa. You said they're gonna pick up a Popol and Koopa this game. I don't get to see it now.
Nah,
I don't even get to see the Eastern Shin. Sheriff, you disappointed me,
no
bro.
popo for
You-
you. I'm sorry. Amir has left his one trick days in behind. No, he's now in the past. He doesn't play
Ooh.
Popol and Cooper anymore. He's now versatile. He's now the Irritel player. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be working out so well. Or maybe it was just Oasis who did not let the Irritel do well. Personally, I feel like a lot of pressure. They spent like almost 2 minutes in that bot lane, 1 to 2 minutes in the bot lane, trying to make sure they crippled that Irritel. And I think it showed because it took so long for the Irritel to actually start having an impact, start dishing some amount of damage. And even come the late game, I still couldn't, find that Irritel's damage. And yeah, I think Oasis did really, really well curbing that gold lane damage that was
No, this is nasty. This is nasty. I don't like that Barrett's pick, not gonna lie. That Barrett's is good,
mm,
but you're missing a lot. You're relying once again too much of damage from Amir and Don Dipsy, and it works, but I feel like if they get invaded upon by a Fredrin with the Faramis, the Khalid, the Lapu, you can see them invading already. And there's no way that this Minotaur can stop them. There's
yeah.
no possible way.
We did see a Fredrin getting invaded, by Guinevere in game one, Shinigami. But personally, well, let me just say this, yeah. Even though you don't necessarily like the Barrett's pick, well, now I'm even scared of talking because I said the same thing about his Balmond in game number one, and Balmond was literally suppressed throughout the game. I think I saw one or two lethal counters. He used one to pop the immortality and stuff like that, but that's about what he got. And I really want to hope he's able to execute this Barrett's better. I feel like he can. He has played. I've seen Barrett's bands when Dark Stars were being played. You see the Barrett's band, you see the Balmond banned out, and things like that. So definitely, if it gets banned out, it means at least he's decent on that hero. So right now, I guess we'll just hope that as a team they're able to do better. Just play better generally, and it's going to be Khalid in the Rome position here, Kronos.
Yeah, the Rome Khalid just Khalid doesn't work. It does. Why? Because you get a faster rotation. The wave clear is still there. You don't really necessarily build a damage item anyway. So that nerf is not that big if you think about it, especially in the roam position. In the EXP, yes, he got hurt a little bit, but as a primary engage, not so much. So as a tank, I think Khalid still does wonders. Oh, wait, did he steal that away? I don't know if I saw that right. I felt like he stole it away.
Yeah, I don't think
That was
so. Oh,
close.
yeah.
That was close.
It was really,
He
really
did.
close. He did.
I think he did. I think he did steal it away. But guess what, folks? Just like he was trying to steal it away, I feel like the referee made sure to pause the game to make sure that both the teams play on a level field. If there is a technical problem for one of the teams, they request for a pause, and a pause is given so that both teams don't. I know none of the teams have an untoward advantage moving into the game, so that's why a pause has been requested for now. However, looking at the draft, Sheriff, which team do you think is going to be the stronger team or the better team in your opinion? Don't forget, Oasis didn't win game number one, and all your predictions have been wrong today.
Yeah.
So if they lose, guys, if your team loses and you're taking part in the game and Sheriff supports your team, it's because Sheriff's cursed your team.
All right.
It's
All right.
usually me cursing the
Come
teams. I
on.
passed on my curse today.
Well, okay. To answer your question, yeah, with how the drafts are looking, I love the combo potential from the draft of Dark Stars. If they are able to pull it off, they technically could have like unlimited crowd control with decent amount
Mhm.
of damage to follow up. Because Zask is unfortunately is like single target, but even the Zask has this kind of crowd control that you tend to not pay attention to until it hits you. So it has that stun on the skill that can really mess up your skill. So you have the Zack stunning you, you have the knockup from the Minotaur, and if Iritel is allowed to move, is allowed to farm and actually get some amount of damage somewhere in the game, I feel like, man, I'm going to have to give it to Dark Stars. Honestly, I don't think this is going to be a clean sweep. Yeah, definitely my vote goes to Dark Stars.
All right. I mean, you like Dark Stars with the draft. You guys can clearly see on the bottom of your screen, Dark Stars' draft is right below me. Oasis's draft is below Sheriff, of course. I feel like Oasis have a better draft because they have so much dive capability at this point in time. Folks, speaking about that, we are back into the game. Looks like Antipipe might bite the dust. No, he does not. Revitalize coming out from Alfie. Make sure that his Antipipe lives to see another day. And I forgot to say that he actually went for the Revitalize rather than the Flicker, so he's not going to be looking to make those crazy outplays, but rather sustain and last longer in these team fights.
Exactly. So basically, Alfie is looking to play his usual really aggressive style of play. You know, you can see him here. I think he gets taken out. Yeah, Daytona's welcome.
Oh, there he is. He gets taken down, and that is first blood after Detna's welcome was used by Crane. I think this is what we saw earlier of game number 1 as well. Only a matter of time till we see it's the same story or not, because Antipipe over here, he might get caught out. The knockup is there. He might get crowded up by 4 people. Dread goes in with a taunt. He doesn't really want to. Mikey over here against Crane. They get the taunt coming out of his own. Praise's Wrath is dropped down, but not enough damage. AOG drops down as well. Once again, they catch Mikey in the thick of it. And at the same time, Dominator's Descent comes out, but everybody runs away before that even does any sort of damage. Because, ladies and gentlemen, meanwhile, they catch a kill. Trevor gets Crane, who got a little too greedy, wanted to sustain back from the jungle. And you can see right now the Raging Slash might come out with that champ stance from Trevor. But still somehow able to survive.
Somehow.
Or Bravest Fighter, rather.
He's able to survive with that Bravest Fighter. You know, I actually thought he was in a bit of problem there until I saw Bro was, you know, basically just sustaining back up to full HP. And still the one holding down the turtle for them. And yeah, this turtle, I feel like, yeah, it seems like it's going to be a really clean one here for the side of Oasis. Mikey securing that turtle. Unfortunately, this time, I feel like it's a huge tempo breaker. It's a huge tempo change for Mikey. You know, coming from playing the Paquito, you know, jumping up and down, very fast-paced gameplay, you know, with the combos and all. And now you're playing the Frederick.
Oh, meanwhile, the bot side, Yami, he went with the Blazing Duets on towards Amir, but that's the wrong target you're trying to get, especially when the Minotaur is around to get the heal. And you're right, it's just a different story, right? The Paquito is a boxer, while as Mikey is just that Sigma guy who's just complete Sigma. Meanwhile, the bot side, they get a kill on towards Alfie, overextended. You know, he has been overextending quite a lot even in the previous game. He got lucky, but not so lucky this time around. As you can see right now, they're trying to siege on the bot side. They have that one cannon minion who still somehow doesn't go down. BMI to make sure he goes back as well. Mikey, Crane, the knockup coming in. Crane might be taken down. No, he doesn't. Somehow still able to survive. Alfie is finally back up again. He might be looking to engage, but the damage dealers are not present. And right now, Amir, once again, he might get caught out, but Mikey doesn't want to go for it. Trevor in the mid lane. He tries to go in, but the Bravest Fighter with the Raging Slash comes out, baits out the Detna's welcome as well. You can see right now the Landshakers drop down, Dominator's Descent along with the Raging Sandstorm. Alfie surviving with the help of the Revitalized. Don Dipsy has to back out right now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a fight that's being dragged on and on.
Right, as dragged on. Crazy enough, there is no objective on the board. And it's just like, okay, we see a fight, we see someone, we want to take the fight. And I feel like, yeah, given that, yeah, wow, beautiful BMI.
Wow, yeah. On the bot side, I was going to say, these guys are looking to max out whatever it is they got, because at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, they are on towards Amir the entire time.
Yep.
They're always on towards that lonely Iritel. Let her go, guys. Let her go. She doesn't want any of your numbers at the moment. But the turtle is up. Mike is there. And you can see he's trying to get it started. Crane still somehow able to survive, but meanwhile in the back line, Don Dipsy uses the Dominator's Descent after the Raging Sandstorm from Alfie just to run away. Trevor comes in, AOG trying to connect, and yes he does, and Mike had to pay the price, but he did get the turtle in return. Trevor going into the back line with the Landshaker, Raging Slash, Crane, ever with the slightest bit of HP, Mike gets the kill. Meanwhile on the other side, Dread gets taken down by Yami with the Blazing Duet. Mosquito has to run away. Amir trying to dish out the damage with the heavy crossbow, but the heal is just too much coming up from the side of Oasis. And Darkstar is not able to find an opportunity, not able to find the window that they need. And now Amir being zoned away from the bottom tier 1 turret means that is free real estate for the side of Oasis.
Yeah, and that's going to be that turret. Oh my god. Almost getting taken down here.
Raging Sandstorm right on time. Amir somehow will be able to survive. No, he doesn't. Actually, he does. Yami gets out of harm's way as well. If Yami had the Blazing Duet, that would have been the opportunity to use it. Unfortunately, did not have so.
Exactly. That should have been the perfect goal. Unfortunately for Oasis, I feel like I can see a pattern here. Chronos. I feel like Oasis are a team that really does, obviously, right now, with the amount of attention we've seen them give onto this gold lane, and I feel like what Darkstars have done right now is respond to the amount of aggression that Oasis did, because in the first game they didn't pay attention to that, so Oasis was able to just hit that Irritel, that gold lane, and then get Flint moving all over the map. But this time, even in the mid lane,
welcome to next. The knockup is there, the chain CC, but the Netherrealm helping him survive in the back line. He goes in with the Raging Sandstorm along with the Revitalize. Amir still somehow kites all that damage and still lives to see another day. Not use the heavy crossbow yet, so they could go for it, and the Rockets pull him back. Heavy crossbow comes out, but to no avail as they're trying to disengage. Meanwhile, on the bot side as well, they're trying to save the turret. Amir Masters Yami. We might see him actually. No, he doesn't want any of it. So it's been back and forth this entire game, Sheriff. What do they got to do? Because they're trying to take out fights here and there. And you can see that once again, another breaks out. They get Mosquito in the process thanks to that Trevor's. But at the same time, Dominator's Descent not doing enough damage. Dread is there providing the taunts. Amir comes in with a heavy crossbow trying to shout the damage, but they're just too tanky. Upraiser's Wrath is there. AOG to run away. Amir using the heavy crossbow as well, along with Sprint to make sure he survives. Everyone's slightest bit of HP. Meanwhile, on the bot side, Yami just finds free real estate once again.
Almost taken down.
Almost.
I think, yeah, definitely the turret is going to be fine. Darkstars are not going to be losing that turret this time. But so far, the game has been so chaotic. It seems like both teams don't want to strategize. They just want to brawl. They want to fight. And another one here.
That's what we're seeing. Appraiser's Wrath drops down, killing spree on towards Trevor after the Landshaker, and you can see Raging Slash come out. Dominator's Descent is there from the side of Don Dipsy, trying to dish out the damage, but the Netherrealm helping them survive. Dread gets taken down. Yami on towards Amir, who still somehow survives. Both of them slightest bit of HP. These gold laners are playing a dangerous game, not going down a single time, but guess what? The one that has been going down every single time are the ones that they need to tank the front line to get these team fights started, and that's Dread and Mosquito. Unfortunately for Mosquito, he's not able to suck no blood. He's getting clapped down every single time. The Lord in the hands of Mike, and seems like Oasis looking to end the game. Oh, bravest fighter on towards Amir to make sure he goes down, but still able to kite that damage, able to kite that CC beautifully.
And I think if there's one thing I want us to look at, Chronos, is how aggressive Anti-Pipe has been playing his Faramis. He's always so quick to, as we can see here, just dive in. Those little pokes really make a difference come the team fights, because you have a little bit of poke, from the Faramis, and then you have the lead jumping in with the Raging Sandstorm, and yeah, that's a lot of damage. That's actually a lot of damage there from the Faramis.
I think Anti-Pipe over here, they need him. He can't recall. They kind of need his Netherrealm to make sure they can dive, and that's the mistake he kind of made. He wanted to get the poke, but this time he got a little too aggressive, but the Dominator's Descent is there to get them. In own Fury, knock up towards 3. Heavy crossbow to dish out the damage, but somehow AOG still connects. This is the chain CC that you were looking for. The Wombo combo, Sheriff, and you can see right now, double kill is there. They might get one more, and yes, they do. make that 3. They lose Dread in the process, but Tremor might go down as well. Trevor, and they trade Trevor's life for Don Dipsy and Dread, so the Wombo combo is starting to work out. Anti-Pipe is the only one to survive because he wasn't even there in that team fight long enough. And somehow Dark Stars find some opportunity to breathe.
Stars finally finding some opportunity. I think it was an opportunity that was created by them. Basically, fine, they saw an opportunity, they took it from. It came from Oasis being a bit overzealous, in that Lord push. They tried to force that mid lane, that tier 2 in the bot lane once again, and yeah, the Wombo combo definitely came through for the side of Dark Stars. And yeah, definitely Oasis needs to be careful. They need to respect the amount of crowd control that Dark Stars can deal. Fine, you might be 1.6k. It's not even much of a lead right now, for the side of Oasis. Definitely it's still anybody's game. The Jonas welcome here. Kronos.
Yeah, and you can see the knockups there, but the AOG trying to connect, and it does on towards Anti-Pipe. They take down Alfie in an instant. Dominators descend to dish out the damage. Amir comes in with the heavy crossbow. Sprint being used as well. He wants blood, and this time around he might get it. And they do get Anti-Pipe in the process as well. And at the same time, Trevor will go down. But Mike dropped that longsword, got Don Dipsy. But oh my goodness, the side of Dark Stars are able to find a window of opportunity. They're able to find a chink in the armor of Oasis and going ham at it every now and then, making sure they are trying to dominate the map, getting that control. And now you can see once again Detna's welcome used on towards him, but the chain CC is enough. Alfie a little too late with that raging sandstorm. Amir dishing out the damage, and he has quite a lot. Quick sand guard to make sure he heals up, but the damage is already done. The Lord is up, and this is what they were looking for. Dark Stars find some light in all this darkness. They will be able to get this luminous Lord.
Seems like Oasis do not want Dark Stars to take this easily, but yeah, no one rage there by the Minotaur. AOG. Yeah, definitely that's going to be an easy secure there for Crane.
Yeah, Crane got the Lord. Mike went in. He was in the midst of every single person from the side of Dark Stars. Somehow got out of there, and that's what this Fredrin brings. He is a Sigma, guys. If you want to be a Sigma, you got to play Fredrin. It's as simple as that. And that's what you can see right now. The Luminous Lord marching down the mid side, but I think Oasis might still be able to defend this.
Yeah, Oasis should be able to take care of this Lord easily. Not easily, but I feel definitely they'll be giving up turrets. You can see already some attention being, given onto that top lane. Trevor is going to handle the top lane as all the members of the side of Dark Stars are going to push with the Lord, so I'm guessing that's the call. Daytona's welcome here.
Yeah, on towards him. Netherrealm is there as well, but at the same time, Alfie used the Raging Sandstorm to get out of there, not to get into the fight. The Minoan Fury comes out. AOG trying to connect, but you can see Yami goes in with the Blazing Duet. Amir somehow survives thanks to the help of Don Dipsy. They get 1, they get 2, they get more. Will they? Yes, they do, and that's the double kill on towards him. They get 3 and 4. The Lord crashed into the bot side already. Trevor's the last man left standing. Anti-Pipe is back online, but at the same time, a lot of damage dished out from Amir means that Trevor will fall down. Anti-Pipe, the solo one left to save the base crystal, but it is not enough, ladies and gentlemen, as the side of Dark Stars finally able to see the light. They pick up game number 2 and make this a 3-game series.
That was absolutely amazing. However, it's not going to be a 3-game series. It's a best of 2.
It's a best of 2. I keep forgetting. Oh my God. I forgot. How did I forget that? It's a point system. Oh my God. Shoot me in the head, guys.
Yeah, so we don't get it. We don't get a clean sweep this time. I'm sorry, Chrono. I know you were looking for a clean sweep, but yeah, I knew
really
that Dark Stars were not just going to let that happen. Although, to be fair, if I'm being honest, it did look like the game was already, getting out of hand. And damn, that chain CC from Dark Stars. The thing now is, I don't know. Well, I feel like Oasis had the opportunity to, get that control in the game, because if we go back to how this draft looks, as I said earlier, fine, there's a lot of CC, a lot of crowd control for Dark Stars and all that, but Oasis they have that mobility advantage. They have the dive, as you said, but unfortunately, Dark Stars were really smart picking up these tanky heroes. So, all right, dive. Who do you want to dive onto? You want to dive onto this ask, he uses the map Merrick spawn and then basically becomes some kind of tank himself. So the moment you think, okay, we got one, we got one, we got the Zask, all everybody engage, engage, and then next thing, you have full HP again, also dishing out damage. And then lastly is the Irritel. The Irritel is so difficult to catch. You know, fine. She actually and do you know? Let me. How many times did Irritel die in that match, Kronos? How many deaths?
Yeah, hey, you see zero. You know what? In this instance, Sheriff, I want to say, the side of Oasis where we like, okay, let's dive on towards the entire team of Dark Stars, and Dark Stars like, Oga, who are you gonna
Who
dive
are
on
you going
towards
to
right now?
dive?
Yeah, exactly. Because like you mentioned, every time that you try to dive onto the Zask, he takes his nightmare spawn, goes into that, and then you can't really do anything. You
Yeah,
try to dive on towards an Irritel, she's gonna kite you with the sprint with the heavy crossbow, running circles around you, and just dishing out a lot of damage. You want to really dive onto a beefy dinosaur? I don't think so. A Gato Kacha that's been hitting the gym every single day, that he can fly around the map and jump, such a long distance. And you got a freaking Minotaur. Why you're just gonna get chain CC'd? And I think that's the good draft that's coming out from Dark Stars to make sure they had an insurance
yeah,
policy. But at the same time, I feel like the mistake did come out from Oasis, right? We saw Antipipe make that small mistake. He got that slight window of opportunity. He gave them the window of opportunity,
yeah.
and that's when it all started going downhill. And unfortunately for the side of Oasis, this was not a good day for them to get a sweep. They did get one win though, so not bad.
Two
But on
points
the
is better
side
than
of,
none.
yeah, I know, not bad. But the side of Dark Stars, they finally make that comeback that was much needed.
Yeah, they finally make that really needed comeback. And yeah, as Bruno said, honestly, really good game from both teams. Oasis did really well until there are these little moments in the game that can potentially change the outcome. And out anti-pipe there, I think it was in the bot lane getting too low for the Lord push, and those moments you might think they are harmless, but usually when they happen in a 5v5 where every decision you make is potentially game changing, those things do come back to bite you. And unfortunately, we could also see in this game that Yami on that Claude was not able to scale as I mean, Trevor had more gold than the gold laner. Trevor had like 9, almost 10k gold, and basically the Claude, who needs a lot of items. The Claude is that one hero that is like a late game ensure. He needs to scale. He needs those items. He needs enough gold. At least the Trinity. The Claude wasn't able to get the Trinity build for what 30 minutes, 40 minutes into the game, no Trinity build. That means you don't have damage. So basically they were relying on the Lapu Lapu and basically anti-pipe under Faramis to dish out the damage. The Fred, fine, he gets the appraiser's wrath, he can get some damage, but the Claude is supposed to be your primary source of damage, and you not making sure your Claude scales, or rather, let me not say not making sure, they did try, to be fair, but Dark Stars did
Mhm.
not let it happen the way it did in game one. And I think that just means we should give credit to Dark Stars for learning from their mistakes and not letting it happen again in game two. But yeah, any final words from you, Kronos, before we round up today's stream?
I mean, it was a good game. It was a good series that we saw. We saw two series come out for the side of Shinigami. They won
Yeah.
both, but unfortunately for the second one, it was 1-1. So, of course, it was a really good game. It was a really good stream. I am happy to be here for the Mobile Legends Nigerian League once again. I was here previous season. I'm here this season. I know I'm a little late. Sorry, folks. I was working with another cast at the same time. But when I find my opportunity to make sure to come by and show some love, of course, to the Nigerian community. And I all I want to say is I know you guys love these teams. I know you guys love to support your teams, but don't take Panadol for somebody else's headache. You know what I mean? Like that's the main thing. You got to understand that, and to make sure. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That's the main thing.
That's the
And
main
don't
thing.
forget to come back tomorrow on tomorrow's stream, because tomorrow's going to be exciting as well. And I'm going to be here again. So hopefully get to see a lot more people watching the stream. And at the same time, if you want to show some love and support to me, like and subscribe to me as well, guys.
Yeah,
That's all I want to say.
definitely. Do like and subscribe. Thank you so much, Kronos, for joining us. It really was an honor to have you here with us. A lot
It
of
was my
fun,
pleasure.
honestly. Thank you for
My
joining
honor,
us.
bro.
We would
My
really hope
pleasure.
to see you again tomorrow. And tomorrow we are having tomorrow is going to be the final match, the final set of games
Ooh.
for the tournament. And we're going to be having two heavyweights, clashing. I think they're probably first and first position and somewhere around the top five. So definitely it's a match that is probably going to decide who comes first or second or third, technically in the league. So yeah, definitely it's going to be a really really big one, and better late than never. Thank you for joining us either way. Even though you're late, we always appreciate having
Hey,
you here.
better late than never. That's
Exactly,
true.
better
What you
late
said.
than never. So yeah, as he said, everyone, please don't forget to like the stream. Do subscribe to the channel. Please also support Chronos. You can check his channel out. I'm guessing it's somewhere in the comments. You can find it, or you can just let us know if you need a handle, and we would get that to you. But yeah, that's going to be all from us here, the casters. Myself, Pixels, and Chronos. Thank you so much once again for joining us, and that's going to be yeah, good night and do have a good one. We'll see you guys tomorrow.